What's up everybody, it's Bin Zheng, and today we're diving deep into the world of Chinese mold purchasing. We're talking about maximizing quality without totally blowing your budget. Sure, you can find dirt cheap molds, but trust me, you get what you pay for. Remember, a poorly made mold can lead to production delays, defects, and ultimately cost you way more in the long run. This video is packed with actionable tips that can save you thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of dollars in the long run. Let's get started. Alright, so before you even think about contacting suppliers, we need to talk about your product. I'm talking about having crystal clear specifications laid out. Think of it like this. You wouldn't go car shopping without knowing if you need a 2-door coupe or a 4-door SUV, right? The same goes for molds. You need to know the exact dimensions, the materials, the tolerances, everything. This is where a lot of people trip up. They rush into the sourcing process without a solid understanding of their own product, and that's a recipe for disaster. You end up with a mold that's not quite right, and then you're stuck. So, take the time to really nail down your product needs, create a detailed spec sheet, and don't be afraid to get into the weeds. The more specific you are upfront, the smoother the entire process will be. Now that you've got your product specs locked in, it's time to find the right supplier. And let me tell you, this is where the real detective work begins. Don't just go with the first supplier that pops up on Google. Check out industry forums, read reviews, look for testimonials. And don't just rely on their website, dig a little deeper. See if you can find any case studies or examples of their work. Reach out to multiple suppliers. Get quotes from at least 3, if not 5 different companies. This not only gives you a benchmark for pricing, but it also allows you to compare their communication styles, their professionalism, and their overall approach. Trust your gut here. If something feels off, it probably is. Okay, so you found a few suppliers that seem promising and you're starting to get some quotes back. Because here's the thing, the initial price you see is rarely the full story. We're talking about hidden costs, those sneaky little expenses that can really sneak up on you. Things like shipping, customs duties, taxes, inspection fees, these can add up quickly if you're not careful. Then you've got production costs, which can vary depending on the complexity of your mold, the materials used, and the volume you're ordering. Don't forget about storage fees. If you're not having the molds shipped directly to your production facility, you'll need to factor in the cost of storing them. Consider all the associated costs to make sure you're getting a truly accurate picture. It's better to be pleasantly surprised than to be hit with a bunch of unexpected fees down the line. Chapter 4. Establish a business partnership with your supply chain provider. Now, once you've chosen your supplier, it's time to shift your mindset. This isn't just a transactional relationship. You're not just buying a mold, you're forming a partnership. This is about building a strong, long-term relationship based on trust and mutual respect. That means clear communication is absolutely crucial. Don't be afraid to ask questions, to clarify any doubts, to over-communicate if you have to. Remember, your supplier is an extension of your own team. Regular communication can help prevent misunderstandings, avoid costly mistakes, and ensure that everyone is on the same page. If you can, visit your supplier in person. It builds trust and strengthens the relationship. Chapter 5. Think about tooling costs. Now let's talk tooling. Tooling refers to the specialized molds and dies used to create your product. It's a significant upfront investment, so you need to understand the costs involved. First, you've got to decide, do you need a custom mold, or can you use a standard one? Custom molds are designed specifically for your product. They offer greater precision and control over the final product, but they come at a higher price. Standard molds, on the other hand, are pre-made molds that can be used for a variety of products. They're more cost-effective, but they offer less flexibility in terms of design and customization. Consider your long-term goals. If you're planning on producing high volumes of a unique product, a custom mold might be the way to go. Remember, tooling costs are not just about the initial price of the mold. Factor in maintenance, repairs, and the lifespan of the mold. Chapter 6. Alright, let's talk volume. The quantity of molds you order can have a huge impact on your overall costs. Ordering in bulk can often get you a lower price per unit, but you need to balance that with your own inventory space and cash flow. Think about your sales projections and your production capacity. Tying up too much capital in excess inventory can be a recipe for disaster, especially for new businesses. On the other hand, Ordering small batches can lead to higher per-unit costs and potential delays. It's all about finding that sweet spot, that balance between cost savings and efficient inventory management. Chapter 7. Now let's talk about specifications. This is where attention to detail is absolutely critical. Even a small error in your specs can lead to costly mistakes and production delays. Imagine receiving 1,000 units of your product, only to find out the dimensions are slightly off. That's why it's so important to be incredibly precise with your specifications. We're talking about the exact material type, the required tolerances, the finishing details, everything. Provide clear drawings, three-dimensional models if possible, anything that can help eliminate ambiguity. The more detailed and accurate that blueprint is, the better the outcome will be. It's always easier and cheaper to correct errors in the design phase than it is to fix them once production has already started. Chapter 8. Finally, let's talk about price. It's tempting to go with the cheapest option, I get it. But remember, when it comes to molds, you often get what you pay for. A super low price might seem appealing at first, but it could be a red flag. It could mean the supplier is cutting corners, using inferior materials or sacrificing quality to offer a lower price. Instead of focusing solely on the lowest price, prioritize quality and reliability. Investing in a high-quality mold is an investment in the success of your product. Outro. So there you have it, guys. That's how you master cost management when purchasing molds from China. It's all about doing your research, understanding your needs, and building strong relationships with your suppliers. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos on manufacturing, entrepreneurship, and smart cost management strategies. Until next time, take care.